The year has been starting off really, really great for me, man. I just want to tell everybody thank you for being patient. Us in Revolt was off for a few weeks. Last show was great. I wasn't in the studio. I was on location in Miami. I just want to tell the whole audience and everybody who with us. Thank you so much. Larry, you know, it's been chilly in a lot of studios lately, so I got my, pardon me, if I got my hat, my coat on, I was just making sure they had the temperature right in this joint.
Since I'm starting the year off at the top of your Explorer, are you not entertained?
What happens when a high-profile rapper's multi-million-dollar facility literally stops working? Well, Cameron and Mase aren't holding back, and what they said about Jim Jones will leave fans absolutely shook. It all started when news broke that Jim Jones' famous freezing facility had lost power at a critical moment. For a man known for flaunting success, this wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a major embarrassment. And as the story spread, the internet exploded with reactions, memes, and jokes, but none were sharper than the ones coming from Cameron and Mase. They didn't just make fun. They roasted Jim Jones mercilessly, turning a moment of technical failure into pure comedy gold. Social media is now flooded with clips, reactions, and fans saying they couldn't stop laughing at the shade thrown. People are calling it one of the most hilarious takedowns in recent hip-hop drama. But this isn't just about jokes. There's an underlying tension too. Cameron and Mase's reactions are loaded with subtle digs that fans immediately picked up on, teasing everything from management decisions to past rivalries. And once the comments section started lighting up, it was clear, this is more than just a power outage. This is a moment that's going to be remembered in hip-hop history as one of the funniest yet savage exchanges. If you thought Jim Jones could just brush this off, think again. Cameron and Mase have officially turned a simple mishap into a viral moment, and the fans are here for it. Stay tuned, because what you're about to see is pure comedy, pure chaos, and pure hip-hop drama all rolled into one. As the story of Jim Jones' freezing facility meltdown spreads, the reactions from Cameron and Mase are literally everything the internet needs right now. Fans are losing it over the hilarious digs, clever one-liners, and subtle jabs that make it clear this isn't just random shade. This is a strategic comedy meets hip-hop rivalry. Cameron didn't waste a second. Immediately after news surfaced about the power outage, he took to social media with a post dripping in sarcasm. Fans instantly recognized the tone. Cameron wasn't just joking, he was pointing out the absurdity of the situation while reminding everyone of Jim Jones' past antics. Every comment, emoji, and meme shared from that post amplified the humor and spread the story like wildfire. Meanwhile, Mase wasn't silent. Known for his dry wit and timing, he joined the conversation with his own clever remarks. Instead of making it about himself, he focused on Jim Jones' public image and how this power failure contradicted the image of control and success Jones often projects. Fans started dissecting every word, every meme, and every subtle implication in Mase's posts. And just like that, what could have been a minor incident became prime entertainment for hip-hop enthusiasts worldwide. The combination of Cameron and Mase roasting Jim Jones created a perfect storm. On one hand, you had Cameron with his sarcastic, almost theatrical humor, the kind that makes you laugh out loud and cringe at the same time. On the other hand, Mase brought a pointed commentary style, highlighting the unexpected irony of a multi-million-dollar facility losing power. Together, it became a masterclass in public roasting, and fans were taking notes. Social media exploded. Clips of their reactions were shared across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, each one racking up millions of views in hours. Comment sections were filled with laughter, disbelief, and reactions ranging from shock to pure amusement. Fans couldn't get over the fact that two of hip-hop's iconic figures were turning a simple technical mishap into the biggest joke of the year. But beyond the laughs, there's an underlying layer that makes this story even more intriguing. Fans began noticing subtle digs aimed at Jim Jones' credibility and management choices. Cameron's sarcasm wasn't random. It referenced past decisions and highlighted moments where Jones had overpromised and underdelivered. Meanwhile, Mase's commentary wasn't just about the facility failing, it was about the idea of control, power, and reputation in the hip-hop world. Suddenly, what seemed like just a funny incident had layers of commentary, and fans were dissecting every part of it. Even memes started to develop a life of their own. One viral clip shows Cameron pretending to inspect the facility, while another shows Mase looking unimpressed with exaggerated captions about Jim Jones' supposed managerial skills. Fans loved every second of it, and the combination of humor and real commentary made the story feel authentic, savage, and unforgettable. The reaction didn't stop with fans. Hip-hop blogs, entertainment pages, and reaction channels picked up the clips immediately, further amplifying the moment. Some called it the most hilarious public roast in recent years, while others noted the shrewd commentary hidden in the jokes. Suddenly, Jim Jones wasn't just trending for a failed facility. He was trending because two legends had turned his mishap into an iconic entertainment moment. Interestingly, Cameron and Mase's reactions also sparked discussions about accountability in hip-hop. Fans debated whether it's fair to publicly roast someone over a technical issue or whether this is just how hip-hop culture thrives, finding comedy and irony even in serious situations. This added a new dimension to the story. It wasn't just a funny incident anymore, it became a commentary on expectations, reputation, and how quickly things can spiral online. And while some defended Jim Jones, pointing out that technical failures can happen to anyone, the overwhelming response leaned toward laughter. The public clearly found the humor in it too strong to ignore. Every reaction, from subtle memes to full-blown posts by fans imitating Cameron and Mase, highlighted how powerful humor is in shaping public perception. A single outage turned into hours of content, countless shares, and a story that won't be forgotten anytime soon. It was clear Cameron and Mase had controlled the narrative, and Jim Jones, whether he liked it or not, was now at the center of a viral joke. Fans were already predicting reactions, future memes, and even potential responses from Jones himself. And the beauty of it all? This wasn't a staged drama, it was organic, sharp, and funny exactly because it was unexpected. One thing becomes obvious: hip-hop legends don't need to escalate conflicts to make an impact. Sometimes, all it takes is wit, timing, and a little bit of shade. And in this case, Cameron and Mase delivered a lesson in humor, strategy, and timing that fans won't soon forget. As the laughter from Cameron and Mase's roasts continued to spread, the situation quickly escalated from a funny mishap to one of the most talked about moments in hip-hop social media in months. Fans weren't just laughing, they were dissecting every word, every meme, and every subtle jab that the two veterans had delivered. It became clear that this wasn't just a one-off moment of humor. This was a masterclass in timing, commentary, and public roasting. Social media timelines were flooded with reactions. TikTok videos of Cameron pretending to inspect the frozen facility went viral almost instantly, while Mase's unimpressed expressions were turned into reaction memes that fans could reuse in dozens of contexts. Each clip amassed millions of views, likes, and shares, turning what could have been a minor story into a full-blown viral phenomenon. Comment sections exploded with speculation. Was this playful teasing, or was there a deeper shade being thrown at Jim Jones' credibility? Fans began noticing subtle details in Cameron and Mase's posts that hinted at a larger story. Cameron's sarcasm, for instance, referenced past incidents where Jones' management decisions were questionable, highlighting a pattern that only longtime followers would fully understand. Meanwhile, Mase's comments didn't just make fun of the facility outage, they hinted at broader issues of responsibility, control, and image in the hip-hop world. Suddenly, humor and critique were blending perfectly, creating a multi-layered moment of entertainment and discussion. The memes kept rolling in. One popular version showed Jim Jones struggling to rescue frozen crates while Cameron and Mase stood by with exaggerated smirks. Another replaced Jones' face with a cartoon character shivering in the cold, while captions mocked the irony of a facility losing power in the first place. Fans weren't just consuming content, they were actively participating in it, turning a single event into a collective cultural moment. Hip-hop blogs quickly picked up the story. Articles titled Cameron Mase Roast Jim Jones Over Freezing Facility Fiasco and Fans Can't Stop Laughing at This Epic Shade flooded timelines. Reaction channels analyzed every comment, dissecting body language, tone, and even emojis used in posts. The narrative expanded from a simple outage to a commentary on how reputation, perception, and humor intersect in modern hip-hop. Interestingly, the story also sparked debates among fans about fairness and public accountability. Some argued that technical failures happen to everyone, and roasting someone over it might be excessive. Others countered that Jim Jones had built an image of control and professionalism, so the irony of the failure made the roasts hilarious and justified. Either way, the discourse amplified the viral nature of the event, keeping it trending for days. Speculation about Jim Jones' potential response added another layer of drama. Would he respond with humor, clapping back at Cameron and Mase, or ignore it entirely? Fans created hypothetical memes imagining his reaction, ranging from exaggerated rage to playful comebacks. Some even suggested this might spark a friendly online feud, while others saw it as a moment where humor and respect coexist, a perfect example of modern hip-hop culture at work. As the story continued to unfold, the takeaway became clear. Cameron and Mase had successfully controlled the narrative, turning a technical failure into a social media spectacle. Their timing, wit, and subtle commentary elevated what could have been a minor news item into an unforgettable viral moment. Fans not only laughed, they engaged, shared, and even debated, creating an ecosystem where humor, critique, and culture intersected seamlessly. The lasting impact of this incident is likely to be remembered for months. Not only did it showcase the power of social media in shaping public perception, but it also demonstrated how veteran artists can influence narratives without escalating conflicts or creating unnecessary drama. Cameron and Mase turned what could have been a minor embarrassment for Jim Jones into an educational and entertaining lesson on timing, wit, and public engagement. It was evident. This wasn't just a funny moment, it was a cultural moment. Fans were left laughing, talking, and theorizing about every detail. Memes, posts, and videos kept circulating, and every reaction added a new layer to the story. Cameron and Mase had set the bar for how to handle these situations, sharp humor, precise timing, and subtle critique that hit just hard enough without crossing the line. And as the internet digested the chaos, one thing was certain: Jim Jones' freezing facility failure had become more than just an incident. It had become a shared cultural experience, a viral moment in hip-hop history where two legends reminded everyone that humor, intelligence, and timing can turn a mishap into unforgettable entertainment. The story didn't end here. Fans were already speculating what might come next. Would Jones respond? Would there be more playful shade? Or would this remain a legendary example of how Cameron and Mase masterfully navigated the moment? Regardless of what happens, this incident is now part of hip-hop lore, a moment of laughter, strategy, and cultural commentary that fans will remember for a long time. As the internet continued to erupt over Cameron and Mase's savage roasts, all eyes turned to one question: how would Jim Jones respond? Fans flooded comment sections, speculation threads, and social media pages with theories, memes, and mock reactions. Would he clap back with equal ferocity, ignore it all, or somehow spin the narrative in his favor? From the start, it was clear that any response from Jones would be dissected frame by frame. Fans began scrutinizing every post he made, every story, every subtle emoji, searching for hints. Even a simple post about studio work or personal life was interpreted as a potential response to the roast. Social media turned into a giant detective game, where fans tried to predict Jones' next move while laughing at the chaos already created by Cameron and Mase. Some memes portrayed Jones as panicking over the failed freezing facility, while others humorously showed him trying to repair the situation in increasingly absurd ways. One viral clip edited Cameron and Mase's reactions alongside Jones' face photoshopped into a winter scene, exaggerating the comedic contrast between the veteran's confidence and Jones' embarrassment. These memes weren't just jokes, they were digital commentary on reputation, timing, and public perception in hip-hop. While fans and creators kept the humor alive, industry insiders began analyzing the situation differently. Many noted how Cameron and Mase had masterfully controlled the narrative. They didn't escalate drama aggressively. Instead, they leveraged wit, timing, and subtle digs to dominate the conversation. Every joke, every post, every meme kept Jones at the center without him having to say a word. This tactic showed strategic intelligence as much as comedic skill, something hip-hop fans widely appreciated. Jones' silence, intentional or not, became a part of the story itself. Fans interpreted it in countless ways. Was it respect for the veterans? Was it an embarrassment? Or was it strategic patience, waiting for the right moment to respond without making the situation worse? The ambiguity added layers of suspense and engagement, keeping the story alive longer than anyone expected. Every passing hour, social media engagement skyrocketed. Views, shares, and reactions poured in from fans eager to see if and how Jones would finally respond. Meanwhile, Cameron and Mase continued to subtly stoke the fire. They didn't need to directly address the memes or comments. Their initial posts had already achieved viral status. Instead, fans interpreted small online movements as further shade, making it feel like the narrative was living and breathing on its own. The duo's clever use of timing ensured that Jones remained on the defensive without having to lift a finger. Fan reactions ranged from pure hilarity to in-depth analysis. Some noted the irony of a freezing facility losing power, highlighting the disconnect between image and reality. Others celebrated the fact that Cameron and Mase had turned a minor mishap into a full-blown cultural moment, proving once again that humor and cleverness often outweigh brute confrontation in hip-hop's social media era. What made the final moments of this saga truly remarkable was how fans participated in shaping it. Countless TikTok compilations, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts were created, turning Cameron and Mase's reactions into mimetic gold. Each new edit, remix, and reaction video spread across platforms, extending the reach far beyond the original post. Suddenly, this wasn't just about a freezing facility. It was about how viral culture amplifies celebrity moments and how fans actively become part of the story. Analysts pointed out that the humor worked on multiple levels. On the surface, it was just a funny roast about a failed facility. But beneath that, it highlighted expectations of power, image management, and credibility in hip-hop. Cameron and Mase weren't just mocking Jones, they were subtly critiquing what happens when perception doesn't match reality. This gave the story a depth that went beyond memes and laughs. Even as memes circulated and fans laughed endlessly, one thing became crystal clear. This saga had changed how hip-hop fans perceive public mishaps. A failed facility, once a minor embarrassment, became a defining moment thanks to clever social media maneuvering, strategic humor, and the engagement of an enthusiastic fan base. Cameron and Mase had successfully shown that timing, wit, and subtlety can create legendary moments without direct confrontation. As the dust began to settle, speculation about a possible Jones response reached its peak. Some fans suggested he might finally address it with humor, turning the incident into a friendly exchange that everyone could enjoy. Others thought he might double down on his professional image, ignoring the roast entirely. Either way, the situation demonstrated how modern hip-hop culture thrives on interaction, narrative control, and audience participation. By the end of the saga, what had started as a simple power outage had evolved into a viral phenomenon, cultural moment, and digital masterclass in social media influence. Cameron and Mase had achieved what few could. They dominated the narrative, entertained millions, and reminded the world that humor, timing, and intelligence often win over conflict and aggression. Fans continued to dissect clips, share memes, and theorize about what would come next, proving that this story had lasting power far beyond a single post or event. Jim Jones' freezing facility failure would forever be remembered not just as a technical mishap, but as a moment where two legends showcased strategy, humor, and cultural influence in perfect harmony. And with that, the saga concluded, leaving fans laughing, talking, and theorizing about the brilliance of Cameron and Mase, and the enduring lesson that in hip-hop, perception is everything, and sometimes a joke can be more powerful than any feud. Before you go, let's be real. This story isn't just about a frozen facility or a viral roast. It's about timing, strategy, and how legends like Cameron and Mase can turn a small mishap into a cultural moment that everyone's talking about. If this breakdown made you laugh, shocked you, or had you questioning how social media shapes hip-hop drama, then now's the time to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss future deep dives into the wildest moments in hip-hop, celebrity reactions, and the drama that fuels the culture. Drop a comment and tell us your thoughts. Was Cameron and Mase's roast the funniest moment in recent hip-hop history? Or do you think Jim Jones will come back with a response that tops it all? Your opinion matters. We want to hear your take and feature the best reactions in upcoming videos. And don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed the energy, the drama, and the memes. Every like helps the channel reach more fans who live for moments like this. Turn on post notifications so you're first to know when new drama, reactions, and exclusive breakdowns drop. Trust us, the next story is going to be even crazier. Stay tuned, stay laughing, and most importantly, stay ahead of the hype. Cameron, Mase, Jim Jones. This saga is just the beginning, and you don't want to miss what's coming next.